Hello, it's Bell Let's Talk Day. Wow, it's been a year since I did this little talk. And I remember a year ago, I was in a much different place than I am now, actually. I have healed a lot in that year with my nervous system, which I'm grateful for. That's a whole nother story, but I'm training in this modality so that I can share that with other people. But my homelessness, which was, because of my bipolar disorder and mania and psychosis, which left me on the street for some time. I ended up in traumatized. I didn't know. However, the trauma has now been healed. So my personality is coming back, which I'm so grateful for, as well as many other things. So that's another video. What I wanted to do is for me today, I wanted to say this is Bell Talk Gratitude Day. I'd like just to think and sort of list off the many places and people that helped me through that journey of living on the street and being imbalanced with my mental health and being in psychosis and being in mania. So I want to just give a shout out to a few places and a few people. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank my friends and family. You know who you are. The list is long. Some stayed in more than others. You know who you are. Some couldn't deal with it, so you just could not deal with it, so you distanced yourself, which is also fine. You can't help that. Dealing with someone who's in psychosis or in mania, it's like dealing with an addict. It's very difficult to talk to them. And when you're in a headspace that you can't really connect with, it's a challenge. Say, for example, um, um, when I was in my first episode and I was living on the streets of Montreal, I thought that it was my mission to save the world from toxic rain that was being put on our world from the Chinese government. And I'm sorry, it's not a racist thing. It just was in my head for some reason. I have no idea. I have nothing against Asian people, just to make sure. But that's what was going on. So if you were to ask me and challenge me with the toxic rain in that state, I would probably tell you to, F off. So it's a challenge when you're dealing with people in psychosis because their reality is their own. And if you're challenging them, then most often they've got a complex, i.e. a God complex. Not always, but sometimes they're Buddha or they're God or they're Mother Nature. I was all of them. Of course, I took all of them in. So that's why it's a bit of a challenge to help people in those states. So God bless you, all my friends and family, for being there for me, for sending me money when you did, for trying to find me, for helping me out of the mirror. I really, really am so grateful. And also, I should shout out to my students. They were a godsend in both episodes that I experienced. My Pilates students, my yoga students, you were there supporting me. You brought me food. You you let go of owing me owing you money. Like, it was just like there's a lot of layers to the puzzle. So I am just over the top in gratitude. Now there's McEwen House, and my workers, Esther, Melody, Elsa, who helped me when I got off the street. Thank you so much, McEwen House, for being there. Fife House, Margaret and Kevin. Fife House found me housing and got me on ODSP, which is Ontario Disability Program at the time. PWA also helped with that with Rajesh and Bill. Thank you so much. I remember when I went there the first time and I was totally broke, and they had a policy or something that you could get $150 if you're really destitute. Thank God I got that. So grateful. Casey House as well. They were helpful for food. Then Marlene and Mayar, who helped me out with yoga to help balance me back and bring me back to life. My lovely doctor, Dr. Cruzat, who's been with me for over 25 years, who I fired a few times when I was in a psychotic state and manic state, and he always welcomed me back, and I am so grateful for that. Thank you, Dr. Cruzat. Then there's St. Stephen's Community House. I remember a nurse there. I had a hole in my foot, and if you've ever been homeless, or if you notice homeless people, their feet are really bad because you walk. You have nothing else to do, so you just walk for a long time. Over hours and hours and hours you walk. So you get holes in your feet. And mine was in so much pain, but the nurse there at St. Stephen's was a godsend. She helped me out, and I could also do my laundry there. And then there's Fred Victor, at Good Shepherd, and then Peter Street, Assessment Center, and on Queen Street area. Very, very helpful, good place to warm up. The police stations, 51 and 52, I'd go in there often. And unlike many homeless people or people who are mentally ill who have a difficulty with the police or have had negative experiences, mine was very positive. I'm on a committee now to help to create a different type of way to deal with homelessness and mental health people. And there's people like me who had a total positive experience, and there's others who can't even see a policeman in a suit because they were abused. But it was a positive experience, so thank you to them. Maplehurst Maximum Security Prison. Yes, I was in the Maplehurst Maximum Security Prison. Shackles, what are they called? Handcuffs, what's that called? Paddy wagon. I experienced it all, and I am saying thank you because they put me in my own cell. Trust me, you want to be put in your own cell. I had no fear when I was there. I don't know why, but I didn't. But I was glad I got my own cell. So that's great. College Park security guards. And College Park is just a place in downtown Toronto where there's a food cart. You can go there. And I, being homeless, I would stay there and I would sleep. It was warm. You just sleep on the table with your head on the table. And the security guards didn't kick me out. And I was there many times. So if it's really cold outside, trust me, you got to say thank you. Then there's the Scarborough Storage Unit, Natalie there. I had a storage unit that someone was paying for me, which had all my belongings. It was quite a big one because I had lots of stuff at that time until I had to get rid of it. But so I slept there a lot. And they had a really warm bathroom and a place where I could wash. And she must have known I was there, but she didn't say a word. So thanks, Natalie, for that. Awesome. Yes, hospitals, Mount Sinai, Toronto Western, St. Michael's. I spent time in all three of those hospitals during my time on the streets, sometimes 30 days. I think each of them was about 30 days. Anyway, it took them until the third one. The first two, I sort of was able to fool the doctors that I had nothing wrong with me, which is common when you're in that state. But finally, when I got to St. Michael's, they were able to keep me there because they did. I got back onto medication. And I remember the day that I was outside taking a walk in the hospital still, but I was outside for a break. And I remember me noticing that I was no longer in psychosis. I was so disappointed. I couldn't hear the stars talking anymore. It was very disappointed. I actually think I had a tear in my eye because if you know the experience, you'd understand what I'm saying. Then there's the OW, which is the welfare office down there on Wellington Street, and all the workers there, very, very helpful. ODSP workers and at ODSP office and all the workers there. Thank you so much. Then I stayed in a few hotels and bed and breakfasts because people would send me money to do that. And thank you for your patience. I know I got kicked out of a few of them, but I am really, really grateful for that. So there's more, and it might be even strangers passing by that have helped me during that time when I was on the street. So here during Bell Talk, it's great to talk about the wonderful workers, social workers, your family, your friends, all the people that go into dealing with a mental health issue, because it can be a lot of work and a lot of challenge sometimes, but you gotta be grateful, right? So there we go. And I'm crying, which I didn't do for a long time. Now, because of my nervous system being healed, I can also express emotion. So there you go. There's a way out, and one has to be grateful. So for all of you, thank you. Thank you for listening. And if you have someone in your life that is having mental health issues, please support them. Know that they may not always be themselves, and they might seem like a different person, but do some research, learn how to talk to them, because there are ways, and there's lots out there that can help you. So for all of you here celebrating and supporting Bell Talk, it's a great way to open up and to share and to learn and to educate, because mental health is an important part of life, and I am so grateful that I soon, probably by the fall of next year, I'll be available to help with the nervous system in a real direct way with what I'm learning. So there you go. Thank you so much. Love you lots, and we'll talk next year. Bye.